Hello, everybody, for once again, probably the final time. No definitives, nothing for certain here in Lobby Legends, as our players well know. But as we've said many times, 6 of our 8 players have now put the lobby in check and need a win to end the tournament. And I don't know. Like I said, based on the players down at the bottom, it feels unlikely they're going to be able to get a win at this point, given they haven't got one so far. But with their backs against the walls, the players who don't have the lobby in check, this might be their time to finally get the job done. Hey, Lorinda.
They've both had a second place in their last 2 lobbies.
Sure.
One each. So they could both do it. I mean, they're in the final of Lobby Legends. Of course they can do it, but they can both do it. But it does feel like the momentum, if such a thing even exists, of this marathon, as it has become now, is with Zigzo, who has won 2 of the last 3 lobbies now. And to be honest, despite the fact he had very few points before that, looked strong even in the games that he did badly in, because 2 or 3 games were very much take 1 less damage and maybe win the lobby, even before this run. So he's looking at a good spot, but way at the top. If we look at the points total, SSA is up to 32.5 points now. Like, that's more points than everybody got put together yesterday. It's not quite, but it's getting there.
Yeah, up to just twice the number of games. How impressive for him to have done so. But you're right, he is getting to a truly ridiculous level of points and is just looking for that one win. And we've seen players go for drastic strategies already in order to do so. We've talked time and again about the quests that players are doing, but there seems to be a bit of a debate amongst the players about what type of heroes to go for, because we saw on the one side for Ribapusa, I think it was, going for Daryl on the previous game, which is, as you laid out at the start, a quintessentially third place hero. You're going to gain MMR, but you're probably not going to win any lobbies with it, which was a pick that we were a little surprised by. Whereas Alex JP passing up on Murloc Holmes, who has been like the most insta-picked hero that we've seen pretty much so far this tournament. You know, helps from the fact that it is guaranteed to be seen every game, but I don't think it's ever been passed up until this point. Passing out for Shenvala, which is clearly just hoping for one of these massive spikes that you can get with that kind of a hero. And it didn't work out for him, but the more I think about it, the more I respect the strategy that he was going for.
Yeah, absolutely. But there is money at stake for sort of second place through to 8th, and it scales quite slowly. But yeah, you're at the top end there with a lot of points already. If you're Alex or Ribapusa or SSA, you're going to get sort of top 4 come what may. And so I think just look at the heroes and go, which one is most likely to come first place, not which one is the best hero for MMR. And that Daryl pick is a hard one because there is a couple of quests that really help you with Daryl. So you're not trying to high roll the game, you're trying to high roll the quest. I'm interested if that made a dent in the thinking there, or if you just wanted a solid hero to try and take it to a win. But we saw without the appropriate quest, it just fell apart as Daryl there. So you just know what Master was going into that. But we are into game number 8. 6 players can win the tournament this time around. 2 cannot. And Zigzo has a chance of taking George with what is in the lobby. I can't see on the top right.
Yeah, I mean, we've got no Quillbores, which is a bit of a hurter. But, you know, Mechs, Murlocs, any synergy there with, like, Poisonous or Greasebot anymore?
Well, I mean, back in the day when Zigzo used to stream a lot, he would literally just take George Murlocs every single time and win every single time with it. He was like his build. Obviously, things have changed. That doesn't work so well anymore. And he's taking a Grey Bow, interestingly, here.
All right. Well, no demons, but I guess the power of Demon Grey Bow has been nerfed drastically with the imp that summons imps, whatever that one was called, going by the wayside. Beasts being in the pool, and mechs as well being definitely the most important one, as we are offered a turn 1 Wondrous Wisdom Ball. I mean, it's in the name, right? The Wondrous Wisdom Ball.
18 cards to hand isn't even that bad either. And Wisdom Ball is great. You're trying to win as well, and Wisdom Ball sometimes just throws up unlosable shops.
Oh,
boo! No. Get away from it, Sottle. Anything else? Sottle's refusing. Thank you.
Ooh, okay.
We've got Azera in the lobby. We haven't seen many of them, but stats say across the games that Azera has been played since this patch, across various tracking sites, that Azera is actually super, super good still.
Right, and that was something that confused me because at first I thought my deck tracker was maybe keeping up with the last patch when you, of course, had the Chroma Wings, right, that would instantly like give you a massive power spike at the start of the game with Ysera. But now those have been nerfed pretty heavily, I think it's fair to say, down to only giving plus attack. What is Ysera doing? Why is it worth it to have this much, dragonage in the early game?
I think it's presumably, and again, I haven't been dealt Asera once in the 60 or 70 games I've played since the patch came out.
Okay.
So I haven't had a chance to witness it properly. But it's just the synergy in dragons when you're guaranteed repeated dragons that is just powerful enough, right? Taragosa is obviously really good right now. You can make a Taragosa work without a promo Drake. So if you miss, it's not a disaster. And obviously, Kalagos and Nadina are still decent. Throw in some quests while you're going.
Okay.
Get the Divine Shield +3/+3, whatever it's called, Amber Guardian.
Oh, yeah.
That works. You've got a lot of good stuff going on there, and you're guaranteed pretty much to find it.
And given that we saw Alex pass up a guaranteed triple, it does feel like we're heading towards most likely the leveling here, right? I don't think there's anything else that would be more enticing than a triple would have been on the previous turn. And like you say, we want to find Tarek and Amber Guardian.
Yeah, just looking at what he's seen here that's making him stop for a moment. Probably nothing, probably just making sure he's got his head in order. There's no point to act.
Basis 8 as well on Dawn Grasp as well, which is interesting to see. I think the last time we saw that was, maybe we saw it once today, but I remember XQN playing it and having a bit of a rough time yesterday. But leveling to 3-on-3, it makes sense, right? You instantly want to find the more powerful minions to triple up.
Yeah, the tough part of Dawn Grasp is always knowing when to turn triples down. You turn down more triples than you think you should, for sure. I just don't know how many more. Look, Insta
Taragosa, fantastic. And then as to how to buff this up, what are you thinking? Bribe?
I mean, look at them. Sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking bribe. But
is there any synergy between Red Hand and Ysera, because you're going to be refreshing to look for those key dragons quite frequently?
Yeah, I think so. I think bribe is just too good. But yeah, that was also crossing my mind.
Ooh, golden minions, mechs in the pool. We've seen that work once, right? For Zixo,
Sure.
Could work again. But Smoking Gun, for a hero that's already going to be having a lot of reborn death rattle effects, that was very tempting.
Okay. Yeah, Smoking Gun and then just go for it, right? Just let the tempo carry you and then play questless for the end of the game. Okay.
But very importantly, probably not a lobby-winning quest, the Smoking Gun. It's more just again, an MMR quest that you're looking to get a good second, third
but you can win by getting to 6, right? Like you're saying there. Like,
true, yeah.
It's not like Devil where you've got to keep doing the thing on tier 3 so you're not progressing. You could just use the gun to pick up 1 or 2 minions and off you go.
Okay, wow, looking for the double level on 7 gold, it looks like, for Yun Chang, and he's been picking up a lot of coins along the way, thanks to shell collectors repeatedly.
These are 4 drops.
Probably
I noticed
triple. Here. Yeah. And not very good ones, unless there's a mech obviously in play. Oh, okay, there is.
Yeah. Turns out we'll have a 6/8 Divine Shield mech.
That's fine. Not fantastic, you would obviously like a milker of some kind, perhaps, to start actually looking towards winning the lobby.
Who's got the biggest snow? It's
Denathrius.
Always. And
ooh, double parrot. No
it's
demons
so
in
tempting,
play.
but nothing to go with it. No beasts. Oh, there are beasts in play. Okay. Of course, it's a parrot's a beast. Oh my goodness! Somebody stop me.
Right, it's been a long day. We're getting there. As a regular Taragosa off the hero power is offered, and this is what you're talking about, right? Amber Guardian to just go bish bash bosh, one after the other. Double Taragosa, double Divine Shieldage.
Okay. So that's a decent enough start, obviously, here. It's just going to be constant ticking up of the Tarot Gozers.
Yeah.
This is what we're supposed to witness, a promo Drake away from things getting really exciting over there.
Right,
exactly. Still deciding about these parrots. Just buy one and just buy any old junk and freeze. Give you a very good chance of getting the golden parrot. Yeah, that's the any old junk.
Yeah, I can respect this. Like, parrot is a little bit more limited utility, again, because as I said, there's no demons in the game to go with the trickster. However, just beasts alone, you can be hitting some very nice outcomes with, in the late game, Goldrin or the Crocolisk, something of that ilk.
And if he
Divine
hits,
Shields for now.
he will be tripling into a 5 if he does roll no other threes than the parrot golden. So he'll level by parrot number 2, and then the turn after he'll be able to triple into a 5 where there's Mama Bear, there's Crocs. He's got the synergy, but has he got the time? He's getting beaten up here.
There we go. The triple parrot.
Now is he going to bail and take a 4, which is much worse than a 5 for beasts? Yeah, he's going to.
It really is, yeah. I guess just too afraid of dying. Oh, man. I think if it's, you know, a 1st or 8th kind of game, as it is here again, might have been a little tempted to take the 5.
In general, I think that's what he was setting up for, and that's why he thought for so long about it. But he's taking so much damage, he's so weak that, like, you can't get first if you're dead, no matter how aggressive you're playing to try and get it.
No, that's true.
He drew the line in the sand and said, you know what, we've gone past the part where playing aggressive actually is sensible anymore. And
he's against a very scary opponent in Zixo on the other side, for sure.
And now he's got a bunch of rubbish to look at on this Discover.
Okay. Well,
to not expect. In
Fury the Parrot, that's not bad. A lot of Divine Shields.
Yep, Divine Shield, you're bored of 3 ones, but you're right, it's the best he had available, so.
It's something.
It can get good fast with a good next turn.
Whereas Alicia Sand here with hoping that that's the last minion to die. Okay, I think that does now give him a guaranteed triple on the Chroma Wing. Heading into potentially Tavern Tier 6 if he wants it. Oh, sorry, leveling into 5 and then taking a 6 drop. And he's at a healthy life total without much real direction right now. Yeah. I like it, yeah.
I like it. He's just 14 somebody, so he feels like he's in a decent place.
Whoa,
Respot's tempting here.
Tempting enough anymore? So much weaker with the recent nerfs and only, I guess, technically 2 Divine Shields. But even with the Meckerel and the Deflector bot, it's still not worth it and settles on the Orgazoa, ending up with, hey, a pretty decent selection and a board that's going to round out very nicely.
Yeah, the thing that Orgazoa does really well is not just draw you constant value for the rest of the game, but it's an instant board fill. So takes that, and he'd be able to go to 6 next turn, look for some Naga action. Yanchang's still looking to get enough points to get into check. With a very early selection of very good hero cards. You can turn everything to 15/15s because he's Jandis. Quite amusing over the next 2 or 3 turns. Value or Divine Shield Dog? I understand the problem here.
Oh my god, okay, we're seeing a lot of cycling back and forth here.
Okay. He gets a good card or a triple here.
Yeah, that's true. If you can end on the Uther, you're very happy with that. Potentially looking to tank a lot of damage, first of all, as I believe Murloc Holmes is quite a bit stronger.
Yep. Just crashes into the Divine Shield. No, not that one, the Dragon Divine Shield. Then he'll be in a world of trouble as it is. He's going to take so much damage. These high tier minions. even that, like, it doesn't look a lot. There's 11.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. It's pretty scary. Stays above just the 15 damage breakpoint, though, which is an enormous difference for Yun Chang to have a chance. Again, he doesn't need anything spectacular in this tournament. He just needs to not come 8th exactly. Oh, sorry, not in this tournament. In this round. He needs to not come 8th. But if he doesn't win, he needs Torisan to win for him to not just have the tournament end right there. So realistically for Yun Chang, I guess this does need to end up being a win.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't rely on Torisan doing it for you. Obviously, Torisan in the same boat with Yun Chang. Zixo still hasn't taken any damage at all this game.
Yeah, he's been tempo king, man.
But then he's been like that. We've seen that in multiple lobbies earlier in the tournament where Zixo has been at the top of the leaderboard and then just goes bam, bam, 0.
We have indeed. As, actually a couple players, I didn't realize, dropping down into the danger zone in Alex and Say. Finally taking a look back at Zixo, who you kind of start to wonder how he hasn't taken any damage so far because it doesn't look that powerful.
Really does not, no. Looks like he might be about to start getting powerful, but this this CAD guy must have been doing a heck of a lot of work just making random stuff with the Bronze Warden appear.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's good, right? And you have Golden with the Khadgar as well, I guess, to summon a bunch more stuff.
Oh, yeah, I get it, but... What's going on here now? This is... It's not really the makings of a winning comp, is it? It's the makings of a get to 6 and hope I find a winning comp, for sure.
That's fine. I mean,
now...
That's what you pick Greybow for. You know it's not a winning hero, but like you say, you tempo your way through to being able to lose a couple fights in the late game.
A lot of money coming in as well.
Oh, maybe
ouch.
Not though. Zixo's starting to feel it, man. I imagine, to be honest, maybe he didn't give up, but would have been feeling like there was no real chance for him to win. But now he's got up to that crucial 20-point threshold. It starts to bite all that much more when you do end up taking these bad beats.
Yeah, although he's been here a million times before in various tournaments. He should be able to handle it by now.
Oh, and then the Crush ends up taking the hit instead of attacking. That was close. That was definitely winnable for him. More players started to take losses and enter that losses, sorry, and enter that danger zone. With Rimgosu falling down as well as Denathrius taking another loss. We're seeing real polarity with Denathrius, where it's either really good or just feeling like it's dying super fast.
Yeah, and I think that's how it was originally, and it's still like that a bit, but the quests now are so much more consistent with the buff to Denathrius that in general we are seeing it, we're just winning lobbies a lot more. But maybe it's still tough sometimes.
And goes to leveling to 6, I think, and then getting a triple on Denathrius as well. When you're at 9 health, it's incredibly bold.
Eat it, though.
Yeah. I mean, I respect it. You're all in or you're all out. You're either winning or you are dying. And if you die, whatever. You know, if you finish 2nd or 8th, it's the same thing.
Pretty silly turn.
Ooh, an Athissa.
Oh, now he's in. Please let me survive. Please let me survive.
What do you even sell? One of the brutes? No, okay. Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose.
Where do you position stuff? You really want this Athissa to die last? I think that's the quest he's on, so...
Yes, correct, if you could maneuver it. And Rat in a cage to buff up this Foe Reaper. Let's go. Let's see if he can get it done. He's got some real powerful units. And his opponent is kind of medium strong right now.
Actually, this Asera is about to lift off, right? It's not big yet, but it's just turning that corner.
Yeah, it is actually, isn't it? It's like this turn where it's really starting to go insane. Yeah, it's too much, isn't it?
Yeah, can he survive? Is Asera on 6?
2 Leroys?
Oh my!
What?
Keeps him alive. Might even win the fight.
The Frogger as well. Hit the Leroy. 50-50. No! Oh my God! He actually nearly had it.
He still survives though.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That was absolutely ridiculous scam.
That was such a scam. Okay, man, if Rimgosu can win it now, that would be so
Oh, the Leroy
sick.
was the last thing to die.
Yeah, yeah. That's not bad either. Golden Uther, sure. Yeah, okay.
You have a 30-30...
Something.
Whoever, yeah. Probably
Yatar?
30-30 cleave.
Yeah, I think so. But then, like, none of these are permanent cards, right? So Theatar can be your in-between, where you just cycle through the Uther, the Leroy, if you want.
Kind of agree with that as well.
Other org. Oh!
He's gonna get this turned. He's on 2 health.
Dude, he's strong. Wave Rider with with Wind Fury on the Foe Reaper as well is nutso.
Just needs some Divine Shields, and if he stays alive with the Orgazoas, he will get those over time.
Would you care for a spot of tea?
Theatar just makes a guest appearance.
Cells and Orgazoa. Okay, yeah, I guess you want to end on Leroy for just max power.
Yeah, because he's still got to not die, right? Like,
yes,
he's super powerful. He's a super good spot, but his actual numbers on the board outside of this cleave and the 1 taunt, they're not huge. So yeah, got to spend the end of each turn making sure you're okay to win this fight, and then go back to being crazy for the rest of your sort of first 2/3 of every turn.
All right, this is going to be his opponent, and an opponent he could beat by the looks of it, as long as his Foe Reaper doesn't just sack into a minion it dies to straight away or get sniped off by that Chroma Wing. With Wind Fury slapped on it, it's just going to be tearing through this board.
Yeah, double Mechrel going on now, but even so, like they're pretty small things over here.
A clutch fight, and I mean Leroy could just deal with the Mechrel right out the gate. Okay, bit of an unfortunate miss.
It's tiny.
Oh man, that's so big! Oh! Those 2 Leroys for Rimgosu might actually be the difference between winning or not. Like, he's a real contender now. Double Athissa, discovering Murlocs. Thankfully for his opponent not killing him, because the damage cap is still just about in play. But surely someone has to die here, as I believe Torisan in another 8th place disaster for our player in the bottom of the leaderboard. Means that for Yunchang now, it is very simple. He's in the same boat as everyone else, where it has to be a win here, or it's all over.
One way or the other. We haven't gone through this for about 6 hours, so just quickly go through who Rimgosu is. Was the first sort of Korean Battleground Screamer to play competitively across other servers. Introduced the Warrior Curve to Korean players, and he is one of those players, the gifted players I always call them, who are great at new patches, at new cards, at putting things together early on, but does have that whole come first or sort of lose attitude right from the start, and that seems to be suiting this Czech format, and he is in a position where he can just win the tournament with that style of play right now.
Ends up with another rat in the cage as well, which is fantastic with that giant Foe Reaper.
Restrictions offline. Harvesting servos.
Misses on the Athissa, but Orgazoa is a very reasonable backup.
He's just cycling through that slot now with Orgazoas and just seeing what he can find to put in there. It's certainly not done now. I gave the rundown because, you know, he's looking in prime position. We might not get another chance, but it's not over. That's a
Definitely
Foe
not.
Reaper, though. That is a Foe Reaper, dude.
Missing out on the Divine Shield hurts. That would have been a pretty much guaranteed win against whoever you're up against. This is still very likely to win because, I mean, just look at the blooming stats on all these cards.
It's only turn 11. Like, this is a
That's true.
end game comp as well, right?
Oh,
this is a huge Hydra, and it's not going to touch anything.
Divine Shield, Wind Fury, Hydra. Yeah, you're right. They're just too big on the other side, aren't they?
He's got his own Leroy, so that's the chance. And I guess if the Hydra hits the right places and the Leroy gets to kill off the cleave on the other side, then the numbers are quite level. Maybe. Maybe. You see who's going to scale faster. If Yunchang loses this fight, even if he survives, he's never outscaling it for the rest of the game.
Okay, sad first hit. You wanted to lose the Divine Shield there.
That's the end of the Hydra.
Yeah, Wind Fury not mattering.
Oh, is this the end of the cleave? It is.
Okay, that does matter, but I
Leave the shield.
think it matters enough.
He's fine. The 104, 102 stands alone here at the very least.
Question is just if Yun Chang ends up dying here because he needs to chew through these high statted minions. I think that's the difference maker, but the Mexis summons back alongside it. Is that enough? Not quite.
Not because it killed the Reaper and not the bot the other way around, and he would have been dead.
All right. Not fearing the Reaper in this instance, and still a contender, right? He's definitely scaling slower, but still keeping up just about as Alex falls by the wayside. Oh no!
And can we take a look at Ziggs? There's 100 something that just lost in that fight. Thank you.
So it's Leapers!
Oh, if Leapers takes down the
it.
tournament.
He's finally got Leapers. Let's go.
Remember, there's golds on the left, golds on the right, and just Leapers in the middle.
So he's looking for Reborn, right? As the big one. Another rat instead of the Mama Bear? Yeah, that'll do.
Yep.
And then you just start leaping.
Gonna leap. Leap into victory.
Because of the... because of the buff on his Baron, he doesn't need to be too afraid of Zap, right? As that will just... It wouldn't be great. It would be bad for him because it would kill off the rats. Or one of the rats,
second, if he goes first against a big Zap, it might go wrong because all the beasts will get buffed and then the big Zap would kill off the Baron that way. It's quite a long hypothetical, though. Meanwhile, Rimgosu, we've actually got a match here because Rimgosu is getting incredibly large.
Yeah, damn, this Foe Reaper of his own is not to be sniffed at. The Nadina actually doing completely nothing now, though. I did not realize at the time. And very clutch Tunnel Blaster as well, in order to delete some Divine Shields. Next turn, though, apparently.
Yeah, Nadina's just a blocker right now. Okay, let's see how the Leapers go. What he could spam some Leapers for us, that'd be great.
Much appreciated.
So much stuff.
It does just kind of look big enough, doesn't it? Even without the Leapers effect, like just the Goldrin alone is so much stats. Well, right, leap, 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 leap. Oh, look at all.
Oh, Hydra's doing its job, and it's still not done enough, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree. This is way too big now.
And that's the end of another player. We're in the
Looks that way,
tunnel.
Couple of players going down, Yun Chang and Ribapusa, I believe, which means this is finally guaranteed the last game of the tournament, with both players who didn't have the lobby in check falling by the wayside. Rimgosu, Alicia, or Zixo looking to take it all down.
Yeah, and Zixo looking to be... that looked like a bad lineup for Zixo, that last game. Like, he got cleaved twice, everything died in a bad order, and he still won. It feels like Zixo's in a great spot here, but we have seen there's some pretty big stuff on the other side of both of these players.
What are the upgrades
Final
now?
lobby, Game 8, new record for this tournament.
That's right, literally as much as the graphics could fit in. There is, I mean, an upgrade, but not much of one, right? The extra stats not making a huge difference.
Yeah. The taunt, the important part here. Where do you want to taunt things? Obviously, having the second Leaper adds an extra layer of leaperage.
Man, it's just insane. Like, when you consider how much stats that Goldrin, when it was goldened, was offering, the fact that Leaper ends up being more, most likely, really just speaks to how powerful this comp is, right?
Really, absolutely, yeah, as well. With a snake in the shop as well, the Reborn. Ready if Zixo survives this one. Looks like he gets to complete the comp next turn.
And this does kind of feel like the one final chance that Zixo has before he just runs away with the game. The one time he can lose.
Yeah, these are both big. And cleave, there's going to be 3 cleaves go into this, look.
Okay,
Going
so
first is a big deal. Let's cleave 1.
that is big, but these taunts in the way. We now need to hit the Baron. He misses, and there's now going to be a taunt in the way for the second Wind Fury.
Right. I think the Baron needs to survive.
Smallest minion, and it is going to die to the Zap, which does make things more interesting now.
I think it's not.
I think that's it, right?
I think Rimgosu.
Yeah, it's not even close. Yeah, that's it. Damn, such sick positioning on the Zap, right? Like, it's so rare that you're not just slapping Zap in the first position.
Yep.
Putting it third was the exact difference maker, because otherwise it was just rushing into the rats, the leapers, whatever. Whereas that was the perfect slot to put it in order to get the exact snipe you need. And that means now, is Zixo dead? It's really close. It's exactly
dead.
No! Oh my god!
And no chance to react there with the Reborn that was in the shop ready to go. And that positioning, as you highlighted there, Darek, just putting the 6-9, the little cleave up first, just to do the job that so is set up to happen. And then making sure he gets the Wind Fury in the correct place on the second one. Beautiful.
Yeah, fantastic play there by Rimgosu. And you know, if he does end up winning, that'll be the play that does it, because this is the last one at this point. One way or the other, you know, unless we somehow end up with a tie, which I find very unlikely. I think this is going to be the final round, and looks like the scaling for Rimgosu is probably a little too high. As we see, it's been a golden theater game on the other side for Alicia Sound, which we haven't even been able to see all too much of. Big Divine Shields, the ability to reapply a couple of those Divine Shields with the Chroma Wing and Nadina. But against all that cleave on the other side, I don't know if I'm crazy, but I don't see it stacking up.
No, I'm trying to get through where you were going through there, way in my head, where you can get this Mechurl to come back to life like 5 times. It needs to do so much work. It can't be there in the positioning, right? It needs to re-shield so many times to do the damage required. And there's only one of them as well, like double Mechurl's away sometimes of scamming people a little bit, but only having the one means things are going to happen in a linear fashion. I've been wrong many times before, but I don't see it.
All right, here we go. Final battle of the tournament. What it all comes down to, crowning our champion right now.
Well, there goes the Mechurl.
Okay, Divine Shield's gone again. Big Cleave does reapply. Oh, no, sorry, the Nadina surviving means there's no Divine Shield reapplication quite yet. At the moment, it's looking like a runaway victory for Rimgosu.
Absolutely. He's going to take it down, Darek.
Yeah, it's too much, man. Too much.
Excuse me, it was too much for me. All over. Rimgosu's going to be the champion.
Surviving on 2 health. And could not be more appropriate for the tournament, right? On Denathrius to take it all down in the end. No, one of the most commonly picked heroes this tournament, and it has been the bane of so many of our players' existence, taking these big quests, but unable to get them completed. As Rimgosu, a big first place for him there, and a big first place for him overall, as he's the champion of the Lobby Legends Magic of Azeroth, as the quest into Denathrius were the real magic all along.
Yeah, the player who likes to come first or last with a hero that likes to come first or last couldn't be a more appropriate win for this latest expansion. Great to see it done. It's been a very eventful tournament, but Rimgosu, not the best of starts, but showed us what he could do from about lobby 3 or 4 onwards, I think it was. I've lost track of the stats now, unfortunately, but there they are. But yeah, just got it going towards the end. Oh. Wasn't even in check for the longest time. Yeah,
exactly. It took a while to get there at that point. And then what, like 3 specific, oh no, it was like 4 games where it was in check, because we have Ribapusa's only with it in check, and then 3 players, then 5, then 6, where it finally ended up ending it. So it was like 4 separate games, all with it in check, and our players managing to crawl through in a gauntlet of an event. Very, very well played by all of them.
Yeah, absolutely, and great to see it go down with the sort of comp we've become accustomed to seeing at the end. Huge Wind Fury cleaves. In one side, we've got Leapers in that top 3, and just stuff doing all the different stuff going on with different builds, different heroes, different quests, and a lot of versatility. That's the word I'm looking for after 20,000 words. Versatility across the board for everybody. And the final battle was reminiscent of that.
Yeah, as we can see, some of the big players falling by the wayside. That brutal loss there for Zixo, who I really think, if he'd been able to survive that, could have gone all the distance. With those Leapers really getting there. Like you said, the Reborn coming on next turn as well.
Yeah, I had it in my head that Zixo was probably going to win there. I realised Rimgosu could win. That's why I gave the whole sort of Rimgosu rundown halfway through the lobby. But once Zixo had set up the Leapers, it can always go wrong, but it seemed quite unlikely that the Baron was going to get sniped. But Rimgosu made it happen, like you pointed out in the running, and it was a fantastic spot. He put that Zap in 3rd place. He put the little cleave first and the big cleave second. And most people lose that fight, even with the same board. But his positioning meant he got rid of the Baron, and when you get rid of the Baron against Leapers, that's all you've got to do. The rest of the comp is garbage, basically.
And there we have it. Only one player at the end of it all finishing out of the check position, as Yunchang pulled it together at the end in a very respectable performance, ending on 22 points. Zixo and Rimgosu ending up the only players with repeat victories, as I do want to give a big hand to Zixo as well, who managed to not let a terrible start to the day tilt him too much, and you know, despite any other complications as well, able to turn things around and very narrowly miss out on the victory. But of course, our biggest congratulations to Rimgosu for taking it all down.
As you say, player you highlighted at the start of the day, a player I was enjoying watching as well. Doing incredibly well to get 2nd place. Ribapusa once again in the action, in the thick of it. The second final day, the second Sunday for Ribapusa, has qualified through round 1 of every lobby legend. A player I'm sure we will see a lot more of, making a strong stake for being one of the best tournament players out there. And Alex, who we've seen at Masters Tours, who we've seen in other lobby legends, taking down that 4th place. We're seeing him perform incredibly high level at both formats simultaneously, and I don't think there's any other players can really say that at the moment.
So for Rimgosu, is this, I know you're saying that Ribapusa has been a repeat performer in these lobby legends. Is he one of the players that we've seen a whole bunch of times before getting through in these ladder finishes?
For me, Rimgosu is the first time that Rimgosu's got through on my stats.
Okay, wow.
Could be wrong, it could be a different name being used, but as far as I'm aware, it was his first Lobby Legends qualification.
Okay, pretty cool. And of course, congratulations to him for doing so. I believe we have him standing by to get a few words about his victory. So I'm going to ask Rimgosu, can you hear me?
I can hear it.
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations. Very well played today. How are you feeling about your win?
Very exciting. Very exciting, and I'm happy.
As you should be.
Thank you.
I think that was very well played. That was a hard last game. It looked like Zixo with the Leapers might be able to win. But you had a very, very well played game. How did you know that Zixo had the Leapers, and what did you do to play around that a little bit?
Yeah, I think Shiksu has a proc, so I decided to jab and Reaper.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. So for as well, with the way this tournament has been going and the meta has been going, how have you been enjoying quests being introduced into the game?
Ghost will become Artisa and Nagas and Reapers. So very good. And 요구사로운 quest make some golden user.
Yeah.
So I win.
You win. You did win. Congratulations again. Do you want to say
Thank you.
anything to your... Good job, buddy. Anything you want to say to your fans of your stream, perhaps?
Thank you for watching my streaming, and I love your fans.
All right, great. Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Again. Really good job, Rimgosu, and well played.
Yeah.
All right, back we go. I mean, we appreciate very much him giving us a few words there.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely. And I win sums it all up for me.
Yeah, there it is.
You'll get many more viewers of that stream going forward with the play style he's shown over the last few days as well, with the very aggressive play, the very exciting play to watch. None of this third place nonsense. Just win it or go home. And on this occasion, he won it.
He won it. He did do it indeed, and in spectacular fashion. I think as well that zap placement is something that, obviously, as a lowly noob at my MMR, is not going to be popping up all too much, but the exact kind of play that comes with only tremendous amount of experience and great in-depth knowledge of how Battlegrounds is working. And with that said and done, Neil, at the end of a marathon session here, going the full 8 games, almost looking like it might go longer at the end of it as well, we've reached the conclusion of our tournament. How's it been for you, my friend?
I have thoroughly enjoyed nearly all of it. It was absolutely amazing to watch. Watching a new meta unfold, watching a diverse meta unfold, lots of things going on. I've been lucky enough to observe sort of 3 of the other lobby legends, and I enjoyed those, thought they were as well, but those metas were not so diverse as this. Very different styles where you had to be incredibly precise with doing the same as everyone else but doing it better, which is also enjoyable in its own way. But watching this absolute craziness 4 days into a new meta where nobody knew what was happening, nobody really seemed to solve anything, it was evolving before our eyes. Yeah, I had a great time, Derek.
Yeah, I've come away with a lot more questions than answers at the end of this tournament. But I think for me, like you say, it's just a fantastic event. Like the meta game right now, I'm really enjoying it. Quests open up so many different opportunities. You have to think much more laterally about your win conditions instead of, for the most part, going all in on one particular minion type of composition, which makes for much more dynamic games, which we love to see. I think, unless I'm mistaken, though, that we are all done with this tournament in Lobby Legends. So I will say thank you so much, every single one of you, for watching. You make it all possible, and I hope we did you proud as a mostly standard noob coming on over to the Battlegrounds and giving it the best I've got. It was a lot of fun indeed. So we will see you next time for more Lobby Legends to come later this month, I believe, right towards the end of September, which will be very cool to see. So thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you then.